You join me today as we try and stop the rot here at Buxton and turn our form around. We're also looking to progress to the fourth round of the FA Cup. Hello and welcome to episode 93 of To Be a Legend. My name is Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. First up, we have that FA Cup third round replay against Luton Town. We are at home this time, which is good news. And then we have a Championship Match Day 28 against Preston N E, again at home, which is also very good news in our quest to try and turn our fortunes around, as mentioned in the preamble. We'll see how and if we've been able to do that in just a few moments. But I have to say, at this stage of the proceedings, is two things. First of all, if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. Helps me immensely here on YouTube. And thank you to all those people who have subscribed over the last few weeks. And I'm hoping that we can get somewhere near 100 before we hit FM 24. And talking about FM 24, it is out. We have a date. We know that it's coming out on the 6th of November. The beta version a couple of weeks before. We're hoping it's going to be somewhere around the 20th of October. So we are within a month of that now. And it's as the days and the weeks go on, we're getting closer and closer to that beta version. There will be another video about the FM 24 drops, the things that we do know about it. I just haven't had time to get round to it. And I noticed some of the others of content creators have been doing it. But I will put something out in due course. I don't have a discount code, but you can save some money by buying it through Fanatical and help me at the same time by buying it through the link that is down in the description. It would be absolutely splendid if you would do that for me, and a big thank you if you do. Right, we have one other thing that is outstanding from the last episode. And as I've said, we have the FA Cup third round replay against Luton Town today as our first match. But who will we play, and what is the incentive if we can get past Luton Town in the fourth round of the FA Cup? Let's go to Past Mark and have a look at the draw for that fourth round. Well, thank you to Future Mark. And yes, the draw for the fourth round of the Emirates FA Cup. And we get underway. 32 teams left in this draw. And we need to get past Luton, of course, in our first game. There we are, Luton and Buxton. We need to get past them in order to play whoever we get drawn against here in the fourth round. But let's get the draw underway. Notts County are first out. Notts County of the National League will play first out. There you go. So if we can get past Luton, it's a game against Notts County in the fourth round. We're going to draw the rest of the draw now. Advance to the end. Salford and Wolves are last out. Let's have a look at the whole draw. See if you can spot your favourite team. Watford and Wigan, of course, they have to have a replay as well, and they will meet Tottenham if they get past one another. And Bristol City have a home draw against Plymouth, who they beat in real life 4-1 on Tuesday night. There you go then. I will hand you back to Future Mark, and he'll have a look at how that all fits in the schedule and bring you up to date. In fact, the replay coming up, of course, in just a moment's time. But if we can get past Luton, we face Notts County in the fourth round of the Emirates FA Cup. Well, thank you to Past Mark. Yes, it's an away game at Notts County. If we can get past Luton Town today, in the third round of the FA Cup. Doesn't show on here as it stands at the moment because obviously we need to get past Luton Town first for it in order to show up. But I can have a quick look and tell you when those games are supposed to be played. There is the draw. I don't think it tells me on that screen, does it, Mark? No, let's go to this one. Fourth round is coming up on the 5th of February. So the 5th of February, we go back to the schedule quickly. Let's have a look. It's going to come up in the next episode somewhere where Portsmouth is due at the moment. So at the moment, the Portsmouth game will drop off. So we will see. It almost certainly, as I say, Luton Town and Preston today will play Millwall offline. We were going to do Millwall and Portsmouth, I think. Or do we do Millwall and the FA Cup fourth round if we get through to the fourth round? Let's see if we get through to the fourth round first. That's the main thing to do, isn't it? Since you were last with us, you will have seen on this screen we have beaten Luton Town at the Power Court Stadium by 3-0. How did we do that? Bearing in mind we couldn't beat them in the FA Cup. But Limar Gordon seems to like playing against Luton Town because he scored his 4th goal in 2 games against them. He scored a hat-trick in this game against Luton. And we've changed formation slightly. So let's have a look at the change in formation on this screen. As you'll see, we've gone to technically a 4-3-3, if you can call it that. Back line of 4, flat back 4. And then we have May as a defensive midfielder. We have McCann and Mundle in that central midfield. And then we have the 2 wide players. Gordon playing as a false 9. So it's almost like he's an attacking play. The difference between an attacking playmaker and a striker in that role. Seems to absolutely love it. Having scored a hat-trick inside the first 40 minutes. And we're going to have a quick look at the goals. The first goal came just inside 2 minutes. Limar Gordon getting it. It was a lovely move, actually, as it happens. We'll see it now on the screen. Here we go. Tomlinson through to Burrows. Burrows into the area. Decides to cut back a little bit. He had Tomlinson in support, who crossed it in, and Gordon nods it into the back of the net. 1-0. A minute and 48 seconds. Then Limar Gordon, half an hour into the game. We're 1-0 up. Luton haven't really got themselves into the game. Mundle goes out wide to Mumba. Mumba has a run at the defence, cuts back inside. Gordon's created a bit of space for himself and puts it away. Number 2. And then just 9 minutes later, rounded it off. His hat-trick, our 3rd of the day, and put us in a very good position going into half-time. Through ball to Gordon. Question whether he was offside, really, but he managed to evade it. And it was a 3-0 win. 20 shots, 6 on target, 2.27 on the XG, 61% of the possession. They had 6 shots, just 1 on target, 0.47 and 39%. I would say a good day when we could do with another one just like that today. And bearing in mind that we are at home as well. So that would be rather splendid. We'll have a proper look at this revamped formation, this 4-3-3. Is it the one that's going to turn our season around? We will have to wait and see. But what did that do to the championship table? Well, it did this. It's moved us up. We were in 8th. We are now in 7th. No, it doesn't sound as if we moved up. We did actually move up to 4th. And then all the other teams playing around us won as well, which pushed us back down a little bit. So we are 3 points adrift, and only 3 points adrift of Reading and West Brom in 3rd and 4th respectively. We are 6 points adrift of Nottingham Forest in 2nd, and some 11 points adrift now of Sunderland, who seem to be opening a little bit of a gap up at the top of the table there. So it's all about us turning around. I'll say our expectation is that we will finish somewhere around. Obviously, we'd like to finish in the playoffs if we can. What potentially could be our last season in the 2023 series of FM. We'll see. It would be great to finish off the series with a promotion to the championship. It would leave questions, I know, but better to have questions than not. Or we could actually do it and move it over as our save to take into FM 24, which apparently you can do. So we would see possibly if we could transport it into FM 24 as one of our early things to have a look at that particular setting in FM24. Enough of me whittling on. Let's go and have a look at the FA Cup third round replay against Luton then. We have played them now 5 times, not lost to them yet. A couple of draws in there, but we've not lost. Home, we beat them 3-0 in the Championship last season, I think it was, or was it? Yeah, last season. And this season we have... and then we played them... hang on, that can't be right. It must have been the season before. You know, I've really got my lines crossed here. Yeah, we've played them twice this season, haven't we? I'm looking at the wrong season. It is last season. And then we've played them at home this season already. It was a 2-2 draw on that occasion. David Abu and Joe Tomlinson. Joe Tomlinson saving the blushes, really, with a goal 3 minutes into injury time at the end of the game. So we need a better game than that today. Something along the lines of the 3-0 that we won in the last game, of course, but also in the game that we beat them way back last season in the Championship. Let's see what we can do then in this FA Cup third round replay. And here is the side that will face Luton Town in this Emirates FA Cup third round replay. Cartwright continues in goal. Scanlon comes in for Tomlinson, who played the last game out on the left-hand side. Bridge and Jake Lewis continue in that central defence. Mumba is out on the right. Hall replaced Adam May as the defensive midfielder. McCann and King playing in that central. King coming in for Mundell. So 3 changes to date. Costello comes in for Burrows on the left-hand side, and Abu plays out on the right on the attacking midfield. Gordon continuing in that false 9 position. On the bench today, Clark, Sass Davis, May, Omatoy, Tomlinson, Mundell, Burstow, Joe Lewis and Burrows. And the one thing I didn't do in the sort of start of the episode is didn't tell you, we have brought in a couple of players. We'll have a look at those after this match is over. Both of them cup-tied, I think. One's on holiday and one's cup-tied. So we'll catch up with those in between games. So let's get on with it and see whether we can get to the 4th round of the FA Cup. And this is how the two sides face up. Steve Davis, the manager at Luton Town, he's not changed since we started the first of these 3 games against them. Their team today is Stepford in goal. Truffert, Willis, Burke and Wormlington are the defensive line. Murphy and Campbell as defensive midfielders. And then they playing Doughty and Kayak as the wide players, with Vincent Day sitting as the attacking midfielder in the centre of the 3, and then Adebayo playing up front as the lone attacker. On the bench, Wise, Keane, Smallbone, Blanchford, Renomota, Ramirez, Kent, Penman and Fisher. As the 2 teams come out, we will have a confirmation of the 2 sides for you. First highlight, just 4 minutes in, it's McCann, just puts that wide. Bridge with a throw in to Hoare, back to Bridge. Bridge inside to Abu. Abu in the penalty area, but he's had the ball taken off him. And Adebayo comes forward, where it's been a very tight affair up until now. Pretty even Stevens. Not much in it. Hall cuts that out, but I think caught him by surprise. He's sort of stopped it and then looked on. Oh, they're in. And good save from Cartwright. It goes out for a corner. Luton Town with the corner then. Cakey. Is it Cakey? Looks like Cakey, doesn't it? I think I called him Kayak earlier. Half-time has arrived, though. And we've got 0-0 at half-time. Not quite the game we had last time out. We've had 5 shots, 2 of which are on target. 0.33, so we're not as potent as we were. Possession-wise, not too bad. 58% possession. Luton have had 6 shots, 3 on target. Remembering they only got about 1, I think, last time. 0.73 and 42% of the possession. We've given them much more room this time, and they are in the game, and we need to stifle them in the second half if we are to progress to that fourth round. And with 62 minutes on the clock, we're not making much headroom here, and we need to be looking to try and progress. So, made 3 changes. Callum Scanlon not having a good game in that left fullback position. Tomlinson comes on to replace him. Had a good game last time out. Want more of the same from him again today. Lamar Gordon has come off. He's not performing. Don't know why, but he's not performing today. Mason Burstow comes on to replace him. And Dara Costello, again, not having a good day. Burrows played well in that position last time out. Let's see if he can rekindle that form again today. Tomlinson and Burrows did link up quite well last time. Let's see if they can do that on that left-hand side of the pitch, which might free up a Burstow to get us a goal or 2. Tomlinson comes back and tidies up. Just come on, Bridge. Hort. Back to Tomlinson. Tomlinson finds McCann. To Bridge. Bridge to Tomlinson. Tomlinson comes forward. McCann in midfield. Hort. Hort out wide to Mumba. Mumba pushes on. King. King through to Burstow. Burstow's in. Burstow puts it away. He's 20th of the season on the 3rd attempt. And we go that one up. The changes we made did exactly what I wanted them to do. And you see the link-up play on that left-hand side and then fed it out. King, a lovely through ball. Burstow just chips it over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And why did I say at the 3rd attempt? Because he scored twice in games, including against Luton Town last time out, and they were ruled out for offside. So it is his 3rd attempt to get his 20th goal of the season. Tomlinson with a throw-in to Burrows. Burrows. Tomlinson, McCann. McCann to Hoare. Hoare finds King. King finds Mumbo in acres of space. Mumba into the area, tries to cross it in, and Burstow gets his 21st of the season, and we go 2 up after 75 minutes, and I think we have 1 foot in the 4th round. It's taken a long while to get there, and the that defender missed that ball. Willis. Yeah, the bringing on of Burstow has turned, and also I have to say Tomlinson and Burrows on that left-hand side has turned this game. And with nearly 80 minutes on the clock, making our final 2 changes, both in the centre of defence. Sass Davis comes on for Mungo Bridge. Joe Lewis comes on for Jake Lewis. And they are our changes. And we will now see whether we can see the game out. Tomlinson with a throw-in. Throws it long, but I don't know, go it away. Quite sure what the purpose of that was. And, hit the back of the player. Hoare takes advantage, though. Burrows. Burrows pulls it back to McCann. McCann for Burrows. Tomlinson crosses it deep. Looking for, I'm not sure who he was looking for. Was it Burstow there again? It was Burstow. Abu picks it up, though. Abu. King. King has a go. Oh, it's come off the woodwork. And they put it into touch. No more highlights. It's all over. And we had I won't say a poor first half, but it wasn't our best first half. But did we come back into that in the second half? And I have to say, even though I made the changes, that change to bring Mason Burstow on was inspired. 11 shots, 6 on target, more than 50%, 1.09 and 62% of the possession. They've had 9 shots, 5 on target, a lot better than they were in the last game. 0.77, 38%. They will rue the first half when they probably had the better of the game, when they missed their chances, didn't put them away. Let us back in the second half as they started to tire, and we turned up the gas, and Mason Burstow having a player of the match, 2 goals for him. And, I think we did more than what we needed to do. Harvey Cartwright saving us. I think he made that save, which probably may change the game in a way, because if they'd scored then, it could well have been a different scoreline. So it is 4th round for us. And, of course, we have that away game at Notts County. And there it is, the FA Cup 4th round against Notts County of the Vanarama National League. You would think that we could go and beat them, but we know what the FA Cup's like. We know what Football Manager's like, and we don't want to bite it. Don't want it to bite us on the bottom, do we? So I think we're going to come back. I know we were originally going to have Millwall and Portsmouth. We won't do that now. We're going to come back for Notts County and Coventry in the next episode. So Notts County and Coventry in the next episode, a 4th round, FA Cup 4th round, and then Coventry. And we will then motor down probably Blackpool, Portsmouth and Queen's Park Rangers offline, coming back for Reading and Brighton at the end of February. And of course, when we get to this Notts County one, it will also be the end of the transfer window. So we'll do a roundup on the transfers. Talking of which, we need to go and have a look at those incomings, don't we? Because we missed it at the start of the episode. We had 2 players come in, nobody going out, apart from Ashley Fletcher, of course, who was already signed up, ready to go out. We never seem to find that 100,000. I'm not quite sure whether it's because he's gone. I don't know if it's a loan deal and then it's made permanent or what. I can't remember. But anyway, for whatever reason, it hasn't appeared on the thing, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. Right, coming in, Tegan Pelling. We've got him on loan from Celtic. He's a 3.5-star current ability, potential to be a 4/5 ability. We've brought him in really just as a bit of backup. His primary position is striker. Actually, I'm sure his finishing was higher than that. Anyway, it's not as good as I'd anticipated, but he can play in 3 options of positions. He can play as a striker. He can play out on the left. He can play out on the right. He's 3rd best on the right, 2nd best on the left, and he's 2nd best up front. So he got a few combinations there for him and see how he goes. But to be honest, if Lemar Gordon and Burstow are in the form that they're in, he's not going to find much a way in. He was tired when he came into this, so he's gone out on a little bit of a holiday. Was playing for Celtic B, played 26 games, 15 goals so far this season, so he can score. 7 assists, 6 player of the matches, 7.23 on the old average rating. So want to see something very similar from him again. If we can, we will see. We will see how he does on loan until the end of the season. The other person we brought in is Lewis Jackson. £31,000 he's cost us. He is a central defender. We've got lots of central defenders, but there's 2 things. One, he can add. He's an additional out there on the right, which we struggle with a little bit. We've got Mumba out there, and obviously a Dauphin, but we can trade. So he can play out on that right side of defence, but he's primarily a central defender. 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. He's 22 years old. He's money. He's worth about 11.5 to 13.5, so about 12.5 million. So good bit of business. Hopefully, even if we move him on in a couple of seasons, but. We do have Harvey Williams. I think it's Harvey Williams, who's not too happy. Let's have a look. Dynamics. Harry Williams wants to go out on loan to secure a permanent move. Well, quite possibly we will try and move him on. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it in central defence, but just adds another dynamic to us and will shore us up. Billy Sass-Davis has dropped off in recent times as well. So, yeah, I think it just gives us that little bit of extra perspective there in central defence. Right, next up is match day 28 in the Championship, because having got the FA Cup 3rd round replay out of the way, we now want to have a couple of decent games in the Championship. If we can back it up on the back of that win against Luton Town in the Championship last time out, and get a couple more wins, it can put pressure back and put us back into that playoff positions, which is where we want to be. Preston currently 22nd in the table. Our past meetings against them, we've played them 5 times. We lost in the Northern Section second round, and when we played them in League One, we lost to them 2-0 here at Edgeley Park. But since then, we've been on a bit of a run because we did beat them in the Northern Section second round the following season by 4-0 here at Edgeley Park, and since then a tight affair at Deepdale 4-3 in League One that season, and then this season we've played them again. We've already played them once in October, beat them 2-1 at Deepdale. On that occasion, Joe Lewis and McLean Hoare the scorers, with Louis Sibley, opening the scoring after 37, but we put them to the sword in the second half. Another result similar to that would be very, very good, and would go a long way to, as I say, seeing us progress into those playoff places in the Championship. Let's go and have a look at the teams then. They are down in 22nd. Doesn't mean a thing. I know we seem to struggle against players in that bottom area. Let's go and have a look at the team then that will face Preston. And here is the team that will face Preston in this Sky Bet Championship match day 28. And the side, not too much different, but we are making a couple of debuts today as well. Cartwright in goal then. Tomlinson is restored to the left fullback position. Sass Davis and Jake Lewis inside him. And then Lewis Jackson, who we brought in for central defence, as I said, can play out on the right there. He's playing as a right fullback today. Adam May restores himself to the defensive midfielder position with McCann and Mundle in front of him. Mundle coming in, I think, for Eli King on that right-hand side. McCann, who seems to be sort of establishing himself as a first choice in that central defence position. Burrows continues on the left-hand side. Tomlinson Burrows doing the linking up work, which was very, very good for the last match when we brought both of them on as substitutes. And then also we have a debut for Tegan Pelling, who we brought in as another striker, really, but he's going to make a start today on the right-hand side of attacking midfield. Lemar Gordon is restored to the attack. Clark, Dauphin, Bridge, King, Obu, Omatoy and Burstow make up the bench. And this is how the two sides face up in this Sky Bet Championship. We're playing our new 4-3-3 formation. And they are playing a 5-2-2-1. And we're currently in 7th place on 49 points. Preston North End in 22nd on 20 points. Confirmation of the two teams for you. And our first highlight, 23 minutes in. Tomlinson out on that right-hand side. But he's been robbed by the Preston North End player. But we've broken up play. May to Gordon. Gordon threads it through to Pelling. Pelling tries to chip the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper pushes it over the top for a corner. I thought he was going to dump that over the top, but he managed to. May with the corner then. It's going to be an in-swinger. Swings it in. Jake Lewis, his third goal of the season. And we go one up after 24 minutes. What a goal that was. Decisive from Jake Lewis. He knew exactly what he was doing. Bang. Ball out wide, and he's going to be a sending off here. Burrows already on a yellow. Oh, we're going to be down to 10 men. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And Harrison Burrows gets some marching orders. And before half-time, for not the first time this season, we are down to 10. I think for now, we'll leave it as it is. Tomlinson with the corner, swings it in. He's headed out and clear, but only to far as Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Jake Lewis. Jake Lewis gets tackled. McCann. McCann to May. May finds Sass Davis, who's out on that far side. Sass Davis deep to Pelling. Pelling has a go. It's come back off the crossbar. And a corner. May will be taking it on that side. had a goal from this before. Jake Lewis again, but he's not got to it this time. McCann runs out to it. McCann finds Mundle. It's still alive. Mundle into space. Cross it in, but it's cleared by the defence. Jackson. Pellin left it because he would have been offside. And half-time comes, and apart from the fact that Mason Burrow picked up 2 yellow cards in that first half and got himself sent off, we were in dominant form. And it's just a shame that Harrison Burrows has got himself sent off, because we just would have been all right. We need to have a look at half-time and see how we can shore this up. I'm not quite sure whether we go 1-on-1 with or 2 central defenders, central midfielders, and drop one of them on a defensive watch. I don't know. We'll have a look at it at half time and decide what we're going to do. But we had 8 shots, 5 of which are on target, more than 50%, 1.32 on the XG. 57% of possession. Preston have had 2 shots, 1 on target, 0.06, 43% of the possession. As I say, we were dominant in that first half, but they will know at half time they've got a job to do. They're only a goal behind, and we're down to 10 men. And we're making the change at half time because of that sending off of Harrison Burrows, and that's sort of put us on the back foot a little bit. But we've taken off Mundle, brought on Abu. We've moved May over very slightly in that defence, leaving him as a defensive midfielder. McCann stays as the Carrillo. Pelling has moved from the right to the left, can play on either side, and we've moved him over to the left, sitting behind Gordon, and just see if we can continue. Another goal for us would put us on the front foot, of course, but obviously we need to keep them out at the same time. They have a throw-in on that far side. The first highlight of this second half. Oh, well blocked. Who was that block that? That was a good block by McCann. But it's still alive for Preston. And as I said, they will be coming at us in this second half, knowing that they're only a goal behind and they have a one-man advantage. We just need to thwart them. Well cut out by Sass Davis. Tomlinson gets that forward for Gordon. Gordon brings it under control. He has May in support. May out to Jackson. Jackson comes forward. Abu to May. May gets that, flicks that through. Jackson is in, and Jackson puts it away. His second goal of the season. And Lewis Jackson, I think, is our first goal for us. And we go 2 up after 56 minutes. Lovely play. May here flicks that over the top. Jackson runs onto it. And Lewis Jackson puts it away. And with 64 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. Charlie McCann, who is tiring. He's had a good game, and we're taking him off, bringing on Eli King. Eli King drops as the defensive midfielder. May moves forward to the Carrillo position. And then Jake Lewis has come off. He's tiring as well, picked up a yellow card. So we need to protect that as well. And he's had a fantastic game as Jake Lewis. He's replaced by Mungo Bridge. And with 80 minutes on the clock, making 1 more change, we have Lemar Gordon, who is now tiring. And we've taken him off. And we're giving Omatoy a bit of a run out up front for now. He may replace Pelling in due course, and Burstow gets a little bit of time. I'm not sure. But we still have 1 substitute we can still make. Jackson with a free kick to Bridge. To Jackson. Jackson goes back to Cartwright, who finds Sass Davis. Sass Davis to King. May. Omatoy. Pelling. Tomlinson. We haven't seen much of Pelling since he's come down on this left-sided wing, but Tomlinson comes forward on a foray, I was going to say, but Preston coming forward now. Dickoff as well, cut out by Sass Davis. Bridge. Good defending. Oh, he's let in Sibley. It was a poor pass, and Sibley gets 1 back for them. 2 minutes into injury time, and that was just good play by Sass Davis. it was Bridges making a mistake here. Played it back to Sass Davis, and Sibley spotted what he was going to do. But we've managed to see the game out. No more highlights. And that consolation goal as it was. And to be honest, we didn't look too bad up until then. But Louis Sibley undoing us after we've been played so well. We're down to 10 men before half time. And, well, I'm just disappointed that we did that. A stupid mistake by Mungo Bridge. Very, very disappointing, to be fair. But anyway, we have survived. We have won this game, picked up another 3 points. Jake Lewis after 24. Lewis Jackson getting his first goal for us, his debut goal for us. His second of the season after 56 minutes. 12 shots, 6 on target, 1.71, 62% of the possession. The Preston had 9 shots, 3 on target, 1.19, 38% of the possession. Louis Sibley picking up player of the match. Don't think he really deserved it, do you? Well, that result moves us up into 6th place in a very tightly packed at the top here. We just need to keep this little run going at the moment, and we will propel ourselves up the table, that is for sure. 6th place then on 52 points, ahead of Bristol City on goal difference. West Brom 1 point in front of us in 5th. 2 points in front of us, Sheffield United in 4th. And then Reading are 3 points in front of us on 55. Then come Nottingham Forest on 58. And Sunderland, who are motoring now at the top on 63 points. So they are the team to beat. And I'm sure we've got them coming up fairly soon. Because did we not play them at the start of the season? We will check in a moment when we have a look at the schedule. Well, we did play them opening day of the season. And, of course, a 3-2 loss on that occasion. A narrow defeat, but we did lose to them at the start of the season. But we haven't got to play them again until we get into early April, the 1st of April. That's a joke. Yeah, that's what's coming up. But we are on a nice little run now, having had a little bit of a hissy fit. We've sorted ourselves out. We've found a little bit of a decent formation, a change in tactic, which seems to be working for us at the moment. The fingers crossed that it stays that way as well. 4 games unbeaten then, 3 wins on the trot in all competitions, 2 wins in the Championship. We want to go ahead and make that 3 wins by the time you come back for the next episode. And of course, a progression in the FA Cup to the 5th round will hopefully bring us in some money as well. So we're going to come back. We're going to play Millwall offline. We're going to come back for Notts County and Coventry, and then we're going to try and sort of go on a little bit. As I said, we'll then aim to come back unless something changes. Actually, let's just check, see when the 5th round, because that'll mess things up slightly, won't it? 5th round of the FA Cup is on the 26th. So there we go. That messes it up with my initial ideas of 26th. It'll be where Brighton is. We will. As I say, we'll come back for Notts County and Coventry, and then we'll play a few games. Depends on how that nestles in. It'll either be Reading, Brighton, depends on how we get against Notts County, or it could be that we have the FA Cup 5th round if we get through. And a game against West Brom at the start of March. We'll see. And of course, we're getting towards the end of the season there. And also the end of the series, possibly with FM24. It just depends how long this takes us to get through these last few cycles here, because I don't think we'll have enough time possibly to fit in another season. We will see how it all goes. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend, our other series, a Project Turnaround. I had to think what it was called then for a minute. And of course, a new series at FM24 is just round the corner. Again, don't forget, the link is down below. If you'd like to click on that link and order yourself a copy of FM24, it helps me and the channel to keep going and all the rest of it. So I would much appreciate if you did do that for me. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, then the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. Lets you know when everything's happening, when FM24 stuff's happening, and who we're going to have and all the rest of it. New episodes of To Be a Legend released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. See you for the next episode. It'll be episode 94. It's out on Thursday. Till then, bye-bye.